Hey, how's it going? I am MisterBo, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the brand new game Outriders, which is set to launch at the end of this year. Now, yesterday, we got a full gameplay reveal, giving us around 10 minutes worth of footage, as well as a load of brand new additional information about what this game actually is, the classes, the weaponry, the story, all of that good stuff. So that's what we're going to be going over today. We're going to be breaking everything down, and then at the end of the video, I'll be giving you my impressions on Outriders so far, and what I think of it. So let's start off with what exactly Outriders is. Well, it's a third-person co-op RPG shooter that you can play with up to 3 players, so fire teams of 3. You'll be exploring an original dark and desperate sci-fi universe on a planet called Enoch. You'll create your own character named an Outrider and embark on a journey which will see you leave the slums and shantytown of the first city and traverse across different environments like forests, mountains and deserts in the pursuit of a mystery signal, combining intense gunplay and violent powers as well as an arsenal of weapons and gear sets. So on screen you're going to be seeing the gameplay that was revealed yesterday, and as you can see, it is basically your typical third-person action cover-based shooter, but with those RPG elements you're used to from games such as Destiny, Borderlands, and yes, even Anthem. Fingers crossed though, this turns out a lot better than Anthem. Now when you're playing, you're also going to be able to pick between 4 different classes. However, yesterday they only revealed 3. Those 3 classes so far are the Devastator, which is basically your tank role. You can get up close and personal with people, but you're also going to be able to take a lot more damage than the other classes. You then have the Pyromancer, which is all about flames and burning your enemies. And then you have the Trickster, which is all about being a little bit sneaky, trying to get behind the enemies, being able to sort of blink to different places. And you even have some melee attacks in here, it seems, as well. Now on screen, you'll be able to see a glimpse at some of the skill trees for these classes. And it seems like each of these classes is going to have sort of 3 different abilities that you can aim for at the end of the skill tree. It also seems like if you maybe go down the bottom skill tree, there are points where you can go back up to the middle skill tree and maybe even up to the top skill tree as well. However, eventually you're kind of locked into that skill tree and you can't deviate to the other ones. However, we can also see you can reset the skill tree. On the Devastator, we have abilities like Assault Master, increase your assault weapon damage by 20% and increase chance for drop assault weapons by 12%. On the Pyromancer, we have Inferno Bullets. Your firepower is increased by 15% of your anomaly power. We don't really know what anomaly power is at this moment, I don't believe. And then on the Trickster, we have things like Leap of Clincher. When your movement skill ends, it increases your resistant penetration by 25% for 10 seconds, and then you can see it affects these 2 different skills. Obviously, we don't know what those are. We can also see we have class points available, so as you're playing and leveling up, you will get points to then put into this tree. Along the top, we can see we have your journal, we have your quests, we have your inventory, we have something that is locked out at the moment, you then have your class, your accolades, and it seems like we can then switch over and do customization. Now they did briefly show off you can customize your character. There's a lot of different face options, hair options, beard options, but you are going to be playing as a human in this game. There aren't going to be sort of any other alien races. Now when it comes to the worlds that you're going to be playing through, the locations, this isn't an open world game. They describe it as sort of hubs, again similar to what we see in Destiny, where you have your location of say Earth, and then you can go to this one location on Earth, patrol around that area, and then there'll be a pathway which is basically a hidden loading screen taking you to another location in that area. Also think of it in the terms of Borderlands as well, where there isn't just one big open area. You go to this one location, you patrol it, and then you can go to another location by flying there, or in this case you can actually drive there in your vehicle. Now we do get a glimpse at the map here, so you can see what the kind of location maps look like. As you can see, there's a lot of sort of pathways to different areas. Now as I mentioned, you can sort of drive to different areas. Well, again, comparing it to Destiny, in Destiny you have your ship that you can pick which ship you want, and it basically just acts as a cool sort of loading screen. Well, it seems like the same in Outriders, but with your truck. You can customize it, as you can see on screen here, and it will come with you. You don't actually actually get to drive it, and then when you get to your location, it'll park up. If you're playing with other people, their vehicles will park up as well, form a little convoy. You can see everyone's customization on it. You might be able to see that someone's done something cool in game and has like cool wheels or something like that, and that's just a cool little bit of customization in this game. Now, there are some places you'll go to that will be hubs where you can actually go and speak to different vendors. Now, there's no word currently on if these are going to be social hubs, similar to what you see with Destiny and The Division, where you're going to be seeing other people come in and out of this area more than just your group. But I would assume just for the moment that it's probably not going to be like that, and this will just be where you go, buy weapons, buy armor, sell armor. Speaking of armor and weapons, we do get a good look at some weapons and some armor customization. On screen, you'll be seeing the inventory screen, which again is very reminiscent of Destiny. I think the best comparison for this game at the moment is a third-person Destiny. It really reminds me of Destiny mixed with a game called Defiance, which you may or may not have played. It was a third-person MMO game, which I believe is actually still going today, but it really gives me strong vibes of Defiance, this game. On screen, you'll be seeing some of the weapons, and some of these designs are actually really cool. I really like them. They have said that none of these weapons are going to be sort of power weapons with lasers coming out of them. They're all going to be kind of grounded to reality with actual bullets. They say you start off the game with kind of like World War II old style weapons, and as you progress through, you'll find these cooler weapons of different rarities. They did confirm, yes, we're going to be seeing sort of the traditional rarity weapons, so probably white, green, blue, purple, and then gold, but we haven't got official confirmation on that just yet. They did just say it's going to be pretty easy to understand the level of rarity of weapons for people who are maybe just hopping in, or for people who have played other RPGs before. Now, they did briefly go over Endgame. There is going to be Endgame here. There's going to be stuff to go out for and hunt, whether that's armor, whether that's weapons, whether that's just gear in general. Maybe that's just farming the currency, which is known as scrap. Maybe there's going to be specific weapons and items that drop from bosses that you want to go out and get. There is going to be an end game here, but of course they're not ready to talk about that just yet, along with that fourth class, which is going to be interesting to see what that is as well. So that is kind of everything they showed off yesterday, a nice summary of it all. One thing we didn't go over, because we haven't really seen enough of it yet, is the enemies. It seems like we're going to be fighting sort of other humans, but in some of the trailers we're also going to be fighting maybe beasts and different creatures like that as well. So having seen this first gameplay, what are my thoughts and impressions on Outriders so far? Well, as someone who really likes co-op action RPG shooters like Destiny, I've put a ton of hours into Destiny. I obviously prefer first-person shooters, but I've played games like The Division and of course Anthem, and going back to Defiance, which was a third-person RPG MMO, which I put way too many hours into when it came out on the 360. To be honest, I'm very excited. This game doesn't look like it's doing anything crazy new in terms of the RPG space, but it does look like it's taking all of the best elements from these games that we've seen and putting them together. They also confirmed there isn't going to be any PvP, which is a bit of a shame because I do really like seeing PvP elements in these kind of games, but they've said it's basically because they want to make sure that they don't have to balance these weapons in a PvP scenario. They can make a weapon that is just super OP and not worry about people complaining about that in a multiplayer environment, which is awesome to see. Hopefully we get to see some crazy combinations of weapons similar to what we see in games like Borderlands. This game wasn't really on my radar when it got revealed at E3 last year. I wasn't really entirely sure what it was, but now having seen gameplay, this is definitely one of my most anticipated games. Now, it is set to launch at the end of this year on PS4 and Xbox One, along with PS5 and the Xbox Series X. So I'm definitely going to be picking this up on that Series X when it comes out. I'm definitely very intrigued by this game. I'm going to be keeping a close eye on it, so we'll be covering it more on the channel as we get more information about it, hopefully leading up to launch, and then hopefully when it comes out, it's good and it's not a repeat of a game like Anthem. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Outriders? Did you know of it before this video? Maybe you didn't. What do you think? Are you a fan of RPG co-op shooters? Maybe you are, maybe you're not. Maybe this piques your interest, maybe it doesn't. Let's discuss in the comments below. As always, if you did enjoy this video, then click that like button to show your support. If you're not already, subscribe and also tap that bell icon so you're notified when my future videos go up. But cheers for watching and for hanging out, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.